Good evening, everybody. This is Reverend Bridge, and I am coming at you today just to have a little chit chat. So, I wanted to show you guys my Ancestor Altar. That's what I want to talk to you about a little bit. We did our spiritual ascension class starting 2 months ago, and one of the parts that was in the cohort number 1 was about ancestor altars. So I want to talk to you why ancestor altars are important. Well, what is an ancestor? An ancestor is anybody that has gone on to the other side, meaning they have died, they have transitioned, whatever term you would like to use. They are no longer physically here on this earth in physical form. They're still here, but they're just not in physical form. Okay, so our ancestors are part of the divine host that Yahweh, God, Jehovah, the Most High, whatever term you like to use to refer to God, he uses the ancestors to give us signs, to give us wonders, to guide us, to help us on our daily journey. So one of the things that I have done, I've done a lot of research about, where were we before religion started? Who did people worship? People have asked me all the time, when someone who has never been to church or they don't know who Jesus Christ is, how is it that, are they going to go to hell because they haven't accepted Jesus Christ? So those are difficult questions that, none of us really definitively know the answer to, but I have my thoughts on that. But I'm going to digress on that topic. We're going to talk about the ancestor altar. One of the things that I have tapped into is, I'm just going to say the background, for lack of a better term, because I don't want to make the video too deep, okay? If you want to know more about the spirituality, I have separate classes that we do periodically. We do a rotation of classes on this stuff, okay? But I've looked into our Egyptian heritage, our ethnic heritage, things that predated Christianity. And one of the things that I have put into practice is setting up an ancestor altar. As some of you know, my mother is an ancestor to me at this point, as she transitioned 6 years ago. So I set up an altar just to commemorate her memory, to help me stay connected with her. And all I can tell you guys is that it works for me. For other people who have done it, it works for them. It's just that a lot of times we're not fully understanding what things mean when we look at it from the lens of Christianity. So I'm going to see if I can move my phone in a minute and show you guys a glimpse of my ancestor altar that I set up at my new desk. I will do that shortly. But I want to tell you some of the things that you can put on your ancestor altar. You want to put things that give honor to the person that has transitioned. So I have an ancestor altar at home. I have a picture of my mom there, one of my favorite pictures of her. I have it there. And I have one of her rings that I keep on the altar. I have a Bible close by, and I also have some crystals, meaning stones. I chose stones that were specific for me and things that would have been specific for her if she was still on this side of, creation. So I set everything up. I have a candle there, as well as, some plants, because my mom loved plants. You want to try to choose things that they like as well as things that you like. And you want to, have a sacred space. And when you set up your ancestor altar, you always want to make sure that you cleanse that space first, meaning you want to physically clean it. Okay, it shouldn't be cluttered, dirty, that type of thing. But then you want to do a spiritual cleanse. You can wipe the area down with rose water, and you should also smudge the area with white sage, Russian sage. I use a lot of white sage and juniper, okay? You just burn it like you're burning a candle. But you want to make sure that the area is good and it is cleansed physically as well as spiritually. And then you want to set your items there. Make sure that you've already cleansed your items before you put them in that sacred space. And this little space is going to be dedicated to that particular ancestor or ancestors. Okay. What I do a lot of times is I sit there when I'm feeling disconnected, stressed, or I just want to, feel my mom's energy, or, just think about her memory. I mean, I get it. Everybody's not on the same level when it comes to, dabbing into the energetic fields. So if you just want to think about that person, just to have that memory of them, you can sit there at that altar and you can just meditate on that person. Think about some good memories, okay? Of course, like I tell you guys, I am on a different level of vibration at this point. I choose not to think about the negative things that happened in the past. We all have bad memories, all of us, okay? We can't change that, but what you can do is change your perspective of how you have internalized the bad things that have happened in your life. I choose to make lemonade out of lemons. So all of the bad things that may have happened while my mom was alive, that's over and done with. I choose to think about the more positive, fun things that I remember me sharing with my mom, because she had a crazy sense of humor. She kept me laughing, from sunup to sundown. She was a hoot. So those are things that I think about when I'm meditating on her. So your ancestor altar is nothing but a sacred space that is dedicated to an ancestor, okay? Some people have an altar that is dedicated to God. Some people have altars that are dedicated to a specific deity. Whatever your religious practice is, you can set up an altar for whatever you choose to. But I'm just telling you that since I set up an ancestor altar, my level of spirituality and my connection to the other side has definitely increased. It has helped me not feel sad like I used to feel all the time when I would think about my mom no longer being here. Actually, I have had some very supernatural things happen. So this is the disclaimer. If you're nervous about the afterlife, this is not something you want to do, okay? So I say that. So if anybody has any questions about an ancestor altar, feel free to email me at reverendbridge@gmail.com. The Reverend is spelled out, and the bridge is like a bridge you drive over, BRIDGE. Or you can send me a message on YouTube. I see that, a lot of people use YouTube as a way of messaging. I check the messages when people make comments or, to my videos and stuff. So don't forget, I forgot to say this in my previous videos, you guys, please comment, because the algorithm for YouTube, there is stuff that needs to get out there. Like I said, if I was that twerking preacher and I was all over the desk shaking it like it's hot, I would have 1 million views. But they try to censor real information because they don't want truth to come out. People, the powers of darkness, I'll just say it like that, the powers that be, do not want people liberated and free and operating in a sense of freedom when it comes to spirituality. So please make sure you hit that like button. Now, let me see if I can show you guys my ancestor altar. I know that I cannot switch the phone around. I tried that before I started the video, but I'm going to show you guys my ancestor altar. You see, I have a candle. That's my candle. I burn my candle every day. I have the little plants here, okay? They're little fake plants, but I do have a live plant here, as you see, okay? I have my crystals right here, my labradorite, my selenite. This right here is my smudging shell, okay? This right here is a white quartz that I keep here. This is just an oil diffuser to just give the office a little bit more. I love my birds. My mom loved birds, so I put a little glass bird here to commemorate her memory, okay? And as you all see, I have my different crystals here, different things that would have resonated with her and things that resonate with me. So this is the ancestor altar that I have in my office. I have one at home. The one at home does have the picture of her. The only reason I didn't put a picture of my mom on my desk is because her spirit does come around, and I figured, I don't want to scare my coworkers. So I keep my ancestor altar at home a little bit more personable than I do at the one here on my desk in the office. But I still take my moments and think about her, meditate on her, and, talk to her. So, I just want to encourage you guys, if you're dealing with grieving, if you have recently lost somebody, an ancestor altar is a good way to commemorate their memory and still connect with them. So once again, I encourage you guys to look into it. Do your research. Do what resonates with you. You don't have to do yours exactly like mine or exactly like anybody else. You want to be unique to you. Once again, if you have any questions, you can reach me at reverendbridge@gmail.com. or you can leave a comment on the YouTube video. You guys take care, be blessed, and don't forget, make lemons out of lemonade, okay? No, sorry, lemonade out of lemons. It's time for me to get off, y'all. I'm ready to go to my hotel room and what? Chillax, okay? You guys stay light, stay positive, and I will catch you on the next one.